Am I going to regret this? Let's find out. Okay, before we get started, everything that you see in this video is I'm obviously taking my device apart, and that could void your warranty. So just be careful, know the risks involved. You could damage your device, be careful, or just watch this video for entertainment purposes. Right, let's get on with it. So the Phillips power keyboard then, getting into more people's hands. That's my camera, careful. Getting into more people's hands these days, and there are mixed reports on a specific scenario, which is that the slide mechanism can drop down, which that was actually better than it has been in the past, and that's because I've added some Teflon tape to it, but I potentially need to add more. Yesterday I took this apart most of the way, and actually to apply tape on the entire back of the slider, you actually don't need to fully dismantle this. So we'll talk about that today, and then some point soon I'll post a video of taking this apart more thoroughly. You don't need to take this back part off, and there is a scenario, which I'll say this now in case you don't make it to the end of the video. If you do dismantle your power keyboard, there is a chance that when you turn it back on, is this on? Yeah, it's on. Your light here might flash blue and red. I thought I broke my wireless charging, and if I press the SIM key and the clicks key, you will see with a bit of luck that, hard to see, but the phone starts charging. So wireless charging does in fact work, and I'll press the SIM key and clicks again and turn it off, because we all know it's kind of pointless. I thought I'd broken it, but if you do take it apart and then that happens, all I had to do was turn it off and then charge it for a bit, and then it fixed itself. It works again. So that's good, because I was getting annoyed at how it was flashing constantly. So what's the problem with this? It's the tolerances, I think, in here. Some people seem to have no problem at all, and like right now, if I push this in, there's no rattle. However, I'll pop up some B-roll. By default, this does rattle quite a bit. But I currently have 3 layers of Teflon tape on the rails here, and that does stiffen it up substantially, but not enough to fully alleviate the slide down issue, which is a mixed bag whether you have this issue. Plenty of people in the comments of the last couple of videos have said that they don't have the issue, and plenty of other people have said that they do. So the amount that I tore this down, I took about the back slightly, and I dismantled some of the slider mechanism. If you're really adventurous, you could dismantle it even more. So let's actually quickly demo this now in terms of dismantling it. So let's make some space. What do you need to dismantle it? Well, if you want to pull apart the whole thing and get at the battery and everything, which I'm just going to turn this off, then you need to pull these little pins out here. There are different sizes, so keep track of everything. The screws are the same size, and it's a Phillips 000 to get into most of the power keyboard. But the bit that we want to open up is a Phillips 000, which is the smallest one that I've got in this kit here. And if you want to prise the back off, I'll go over it properly in the teardown. You use a pry tool to snap it off. The clips are pretty sturdy, just be careful, because when you pull it off, there's a battery ribbon cable down at the bottom. Give some more context of why we're actually taking this off. Why can't we just add tape on here? Well, I did originally, and the tape went just up to about here, because you can't get it fully underneath the back of the slider. Previously I had 3 layers of it, and it was a lot stiffer around this section of the slide. But without taking this off, you can't get to the full height of the rail. But it's quite simple actually. If you want to take off this top plate here, there are 5 screws, Phillips 4 on the back here. And so that we don't lose them, we're going to place them in the top here. I did actually, when I first took this apart, pinged one of these screws off into the distance, and it was a pain to find. So just be very careful, because they're very small. And if you want to see the taking apart of this in more detail, I will drop a video soon with a top-down view of this, and I'll probably put some B-roll in from when I did this the first time. I want to spend some more time on that and add disclaimers. And I will say, you know, I thought I'd broken my device, so do this at your own peril. You aren't actually voiding your warranty by removing these, because the tamper seal is here on the back of this screw here for the case. So now that we've taken those 5, as you can see, this face comes away like so, and you're gonna have to remove, there's a ribbon connector, and this is just a little awkward, Okay, there's a little ribbon connector there that you can see, and it plugs into the back of here for the MagSafe charging ring. So then what we need to do is we need to remove 4 more screws. That's a Phillips 000, not quadruple. I could be wrong, let's find out. The reason why it might be important to get the right one is you want to get these nice and tight when you've finished messing about with your device, so that you don't add your own wobble into it as well. And if you're enjoying the video and you appreciate the fact that I'm messing about with my device to give you some entertainment, feel free to like and subscribe. It does help the channel. We've passed 500 subscribers now, which I'm very thankful for. And yeah, we're just going to continue forward. I'm toying with the idea of a very low members tier, in case we can get some funny little emojis of the dog here, but I'm interested to hear your feedback on that. To get to this point here, you just need to remove the MagSafe ring and this metal bracket, which does have some tape to help you put this on the right way around. And you know, this slider here is all like rivets and receptacles for the screws. So I think to get to this actual slider, what we would need to do is take off some more of these screws and release, you know, this mechanism out. At this point in time, I'm not necessarily comfortable doing that, and I'm happy to, for the time being, experiment with the Teflon tape, which is this stuff here. I think it's also called like polyurethane tape. I got this from a post on Reddit, and they've put some as well. I've had to put multiple layers to try and remove the wobble. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 more layers of this tape. So let's just try and get that. And what I've experimented with, I'm being very careful not to put the tape too far over here so it doesn't, and keep it nice and flat, because if it catches in the mechanism, then it could pull itself off. So this is extremely thin tape. I'll put the details up on screen as to how thin it is, which is one of the reasons why it's taking multiple layers to achieve, you know, the wobble reduction. Sharp scissors. Actually, let's take this layer back off. I'm trying to keep it nice and tidy so that I don't add anything that could result in the tape coming up and getting stuck in the mechanism. Oh, there are Shiba hairs inside here. You think Shiba hairs void the warranty? This is the... Alright, Merlin. Yeah. The trials and tribulations of owning a Shiba is they just honestly have no chill when it comes to shedding their hair. It is everywhere, constantly, especially around summer when they blow their coat. Right, okay, so just trying to line this up. Okie dokie. Right, so I've added another layer of this tape here. I'm just smoothing it down so that, again, trying not to leave any edges that could get caught up in the mechanism. And this is just going to increase the sort of friction, which is what we want. So let's get this metal bracket on. We'll get the ribbon cable through it, and we can you locate the metal plate on these 4 little nodules that come through. And now we can use our Phillips 000 bit, and I like to put things on like you would a car tire, opposite corners. And what's kind of interesting is there is thread locker on some of these little screws, which obviously I don't have any thread locker, but if it does cause a problem in future, I'm sure it will be possible to attempt to do this. It would be extremely fiddly because these are very small screws, but you could certainly try to do it yourself. So put in opposite corners, then we'll properly tighten it up. All right, let's just tighten this down. I just hope I'm not damaging. Be careful not to round your screws. Right, that's on. So now we can get your cable, which is coming through here. Now we just need to get it in. Pressed in this connector. If you've not used these connectors before, they're usually okay. Don't be too heavy-handed. Don't completely force it, and it should go reasonably easily. And now we can attach the last bit. So what I would recommend here, having taken this apart 4 times now, let's go back to our Phillips 000 bit. Just be careful when you're putting the MagSafe section back on. If you misalign it, which you can do, and it will just bind up and it won't shut properly, so just be careful. Unfortunately, this is quite fiddly because you've got to hold it together and get the screw in the hole, so you might have to locate the screw on your bit first, and then, goodness me, I'm going to do the top center one first. This is very fiddly. I wonder if this is the reason it took so long to put together, because they use all these fiddly tiny screws. I do apologise if you're still waiting for yours. That is not a joke at your expense. Right, now I'm just going to tighten these screws down. A moment of truth, does it still shut? Obviously it's significantly stiffer now, but it's moving without, you know, it's not binding up, and when it seats, it's flush. That's fine. So let's just try. This is probably the heaviest phone I've got. It's the A35. Does it still slide down? Yeah, a little bit, but you have to like actually be shaking it. So I can hold it vertically without shaking it. It holds there. So I could hold this in bed like this and type away. The real question is if I turn the keyboard on, and what we'll do is let's just test the wireless charging. So sim and clicks, wireless charging is working. So I think the reason why it went wrong the first time is I unplugged the battery. So I think it just needed charging up just to reset something. So I'm up to 4 layers of Teflon tape, and I would say I'm happy with how this feels now. In terms of, I mean, okay, yeah, if you jostle it a little bit, you are gonna shake down, but it doesn't collapse all the way down, and you know, you can still shut it nice and easily. You know, and if you're using it in the old LG wing mode, there's plenty of friction there. It's not jostling down in the slightest. Well, what do you think? We shouldn't have to do this, obviously, but not everyone has got this problem. It's only some of us. While we're here, actually, Fold 8 Ultra fits pretty well. Can we use it fully unfolded? Yes, we can. And the camera bump only slightly gets in the way. So actually, I might use this more than I thought I was going to do. I'm definitely still going to use it to reply while I'm in the gym, reading my YouTube comments when I get them. But I hope this saves you some drama. If you are going to take your keyboard apart, you don't need to take the back of the keyboard off. You just need to take the 5 screws out of here, 400 Phillips, and then there's 4 000 Phillips behind that. And if you take those out, then you can take the MagSafe ring out, and then you can add Teflon tape all the way up to the top, and just get some nice sharp scissors so you can do it. So this roll of tape cost me a £5, which is a shame because I'm not going to use like 90% of it. So you can get, hopefully you could get some for maybe cheaper, but as you can see, it did slide slightly then, but time will tell if it stays this stiff, but for the moment this works for me. So I was tempted to dismantle it further and investigate the springs, a thing which presses into the little sections here, and I was going to see, can you make that more stiff? That is more convoluted. We'd need to find springs that fit exactly, whereas this, adding the tape, means that it doesn't rattle anymore when you shake it. It feels like a much more premium device, and it still slides perfectly fine. Yeah. So what do you think? Are you tempted to add some tape on yours, or are you just going to use it as is? Either way, I'm definitely keeping it like this, and if you ever get a reply from me on YouTube, there's a good chance it's come from this keyboard while I'm at the gym, if you get it about 9 PM UK time. But yeah, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.